The French automaker Alpine unveiled its first crossover car, the A390, following the success of its lightweight A110S. Alpine had financial support from Renault, a well-known French carmaker, and access to its part bins. Consequently, it developed an all-electric crossover coupe vehicle using the Ampere medium platform. Even though the 2025 Alpine A390 initially looked like the Renault Rafale, there were important distinctions between the two cars, supporting the notion that it was a true Alpine and not a rebadged Renault. In addition, the automaker constructed it in Dieppe, the home of numerous successful race cars. The 2025 Alpine A390 attempted to establish a relationship with its supercar stablemate, the A110S, with a front fascia that included an LED strip at the upper section. The carmaker positioned a pinned-out panel with extra lighting components that resembled a checkered flag below, and the apron had a wide air intake with two triangular air intakes on either side that cooled the front brakes and contained the fog lights. Finally, there were two sculptured vents on the car's hood that looked like they belonged in the A110 lineup. The 2025 Alpine A390 has a shorter greenhouse than the Renault Rafale, according to its profile. This crossover coupe's roofline seems to be inspired by the 1963 Alpine 110 because the rear wrapped-around window extended to the back of the car. Based on its profile, the 2025 Alpine A390's greenhouse was similar to that of the Renault Rafale, although it had a longer, sloping back window and tailgate. The design team put a lot of effort into making this crossover coupe as aerodynamic as possible while still attempting to make it appear aggressive and athletic. In order to reduce the drag coefficient, it produced sculpted sections on the rear fenders and door panels. Customers could purchase the A390 with 20 or 21-inch alloy wheels covered in low-profile tires, depending on the grade and accessories given by Alpine. The automobile maker added black side sills to give the vehicle a greater ground clearance appearance. Because of their ascending line, these sills further highlighted the vehicle's dynamic character. Customers of the 2025 Alpine A390 were pampered with an opulent interior full of pricey materials and cutting-edge gear. The carmaker positioned a 12-inch touchscreen for the infotainment system atop the center stack, while a 12.3-inch display for the instrument cluster was in front of the driver. But Alpine made the right choice by keeping the actual buttons for the HVAC controls at the bottom of the center stack. During fast cornering maneuvers, the high-bolstered bucket seats at the front with built-in headrests gave their occupants sufficient side support. The carmaker installed a 60-40 split-folding bench seat in the back that is designed for 2 adults, but can accommodate 3. Because there was no transmission tunnel to traverse the car from front to back, there was ample headroom and legroom for every passenger. Customers could enlarge the roomy trunk, which held 532 liters, 18.8 CUFT, by lowering the seat back of the rear bench seat. The 2025 Alpine A390 came in 2 grades at launch, the GT and the GTS. While the latter delighted its patrons with a 470 horsepower, 464 horsepower arrangement, the former had a drivetrain with 400 horsepower, 395 horsepower. 3 motors were included in both versions, 2 for the rear axle and 1 for the front axle. Alpine selected this method in order to develop a thrust vectoring system that would enable the sporty crossover coupe to turn corners more quickly.